Natural pool construction. Natural pool construction. What is natural pool construction? What are the benefits of this? And then what do I think about it? So natural pool construction is basically just cleaning and improving the quality of your pool water, not by way of chlorination and sterilization conventionally, but by using different natural filtration methods to get your water quality clear and optimum for swimming. But not only swimming, you can also reuse that water. It's not going to be just so heavily sterilized. It can be used to do many things, such as feed an aquaculture pond where you have fish or maybe are growing some plants in your pond for various uses, various benefits. You can also use the same water to water your garden because it's not so heavily sterilized by way of um, chlorination and conventional chemical pool cleaning. Um, so with natural pool construction, you would use various cleaning methods. There are different methods that you can use um, rather than using conventional chemical pool cleaning. You can use biochar filtration in your pool, where if you circulate the water through biochar filters, then that can really clean your water even more than sterilization can. And you also don't get the same irritation to your skin and your eyes and your nose as chlorination. Um, chlorination provides. There's some harm potentially if you're exposed to such harsh chemicals in your skin, right? Uh, just like if you come in contact with them when you're going on your leisurely swims, like maybe you want to swim in this pool every day, right? So you got to think of how that could affect your health and what is optimum quality, like optimum water quality overall. You want clean, clear water that isn't going to harm your skin or your nose or just your body in any way, right? You should just be thinking of just swimming in some clear water, right? Like if you go to some places around the world, you'll find that in national parks, all throughout, just in nature, you'll have really clean, fresh water. And the goal is to create water that's engineered to be naturally super clean, cleaner than out in nature, right? And have that for recreational use and productive use on your property. So that's what basically natural, like a natural pool is. And when you think about building a natural pool, you implement some of these natural filtration systems, natural water cleaning systems, other than using conventional chemical cleaning. So, what are some of these natural cleaning systems, natural filtration systems? I mentioned biochar filtration, but mainly, if you look up natural pool construction, you'll find that many people use plants in the water, in the swimming pool water, that clean a lot of the biologics. They consume the microorganisms in the pool, so you starve the water from uh, you starve the water. Like there's not going to be so much microorganism like presence, not so much bacteria presence, because that's all being consumed by the ecosystem that you are creating in your backyard, right? The ecosystem that you create with this pool construction starves your water of all of the bacteria and all of the contaminants per se. Like that all gets filtered out naturally from the plants in the water. So your water just looks very clear, and that happens without any chemicals. So there's many different types of plants that you can put into the pool depending on the geographical region, like depending on the natural ecosystem that you already live in, whether you live in a wetland naturally or a mountainous region. You got to think of certain plants that kind of thrive well in the natural ecosystem that you live in and contribute to clean water already. So also there's a term, like there are terms like eco construction, right? Ecologically beneficial pool construction, organic pool construction. It has a positive ecological impact on your property and the surrounding kind of ecosystem that you live in. That's a benefit of building with these methods. Um, Another benefit that I already mentioned, you can conserve the water that's used because it's not inundated with so much harsh chemicals. You can recycle the water and use that to filter maybe to a lower level after the water has circulated into the pool a few times. You can conserve the water strategically, add more water, but then have the system set up where the water gets recycled downstream and goes to um, a pond that you could put fish in, a pond that you can grow certain, aquaponic plants and even fruits in. You can grow tomatoes in water. You can grow tons of things in water. There's many uses of ponds that aren't chemically sterilized. So if the water is clear, naturally clear, that can be used to make ponds for various uses, fish, growing plants, and watering your garden. So those are the main benefits. Overall, you can get really creative with doing things without super like using super harsh chemicals. Things that naturally work well with the ecosystem that you live in can be used and can be applied in more creative ways. You can just overall have a property be more productive if you're recycling your water more. I like that. I see the benefit there. I see so much benefit to having naturally clear water rather than having chemically sterilized water. Just like I have more of a pleasant experience when I'm swimming in naturally filtered water. I would prefer to swim in clean, fresh water rather than chemically sterile water, rather than chlorinated water. And it's just something that someone has to experience in order to feel the difference. Um, I'm sure many people have swam in a chlorinated pool. Actually, some people have never or have rarely swam in naturally clear water, actually super clear water, like drinking quality water, swimming in that recreationally, because in a lot of places it's just simply not available. But you can create that using these natural filtration systems, and it's going to have a huge benefit to your property overall. Yeah, I'm interested in learning more. I will learn more, and I would like to build something like this on my own land or for others. I'm interested in checking out projects like this, learning more from experienced professionals. Um, I know this is more common to build this way, and to just overall like these methods are more common in certain parts of the world rather than others. On Maui, you don't have specialty contractors. In Hawaii, I'm having a hard time finding specialty contractors that use these methods. That's just simply because it's more rare to find stuff like this. Because it is more specialty, sometimes it can be more expensive, but in other parts of the world, it's kind of more standard, like where people do not appreciate chlorine that much, just to constantly swim in, right? They want things at just a higher standard of quality. In Germany and Switzerland and certain places that prioritize these things, just certain countries like Germany or Switzerland, like they really lead certain industry standards in natural pool construction and in other kind of like alternative natural optimum quality construction methods. So you got to look to where people do that and where it's more of a standard rather than just a unique style of doing something. So I'm interested in learning more. There's a little bit of information there.